Horizon Forbidden West is one of the highly anticipated PlayStation exclusives coming out next month. So far, we've got some previews of the story, gameplay, and even got a glimpse at the new machines. While the first game was pretty good, I personally feel that it was overrated. The gameplay was fun, but the story was just meh, and the side missions were just awful. I feel that most of the NPCs were just dull, uninspired, and even interacting with them was just absolutely boring. That being said though, I'm really impressed by what we've seen so far, and I'm very excited to experience the sequel, Horizon Forbidden West. So I'd like to share my thoughts today on what I think about it and my hopeful expectations going into the next game. There is this undeniable fact that Horizon Zero Dawn was a beautiful looking game, and the new one just looks even better. I mean, at each of these instances, the flora, the waves on the beach, the water, and even the details on the machines is just fantastic. Forbidden West seems to have an art style similar to that of God of War. This art style makes it look less realistic but a lot more picturesque. The colors are more vibrant and the lighting is dynamic. Overall, I love it. This time around, as the name implies, Forbidden West, we'll be exploring the ruins in the West, including California, Nevada, and Utah. Being able to see some of these iconic places and what's happened to them is something I'm really looking forward to finding out. To add to this, we now have underwater exploration. There's somewhat city ruins and flora and fauna, so to speak. So you can actually dive down and explore them for as long as you want with these diving masks too. And I mean, the physics of her being able to swim with all that gear and armor is another thing altogether, but hey, it's a game and I'm sure we can let that slide. I guess it adds more of a stealth play underwater to avoid the snap moss and other machines rather than actually fighting them. Nevertheless, I love swimming, so sign me up for this, I guess. While you can explore and choose your missions in the first game, there is this sense of linearity in how to approach and execute them. Even the climbing mechanics were linear. From the gameplay trailer of Forbidden West, it looks like your focus scanner can now show you climbable points. I think this is a great addition, as climbing felt like a chore in the first game, but now you won't have to scratch your head over how to get up somewhere. It looks like a plethora of new and exciting mechanics have been added that I think are really going to enhance the gameplay, if of course their use is executed well. This is for us to see after the game releases, but for now, they look super fun. You've got a pull caster, which I'm guessing is like a grapple hook, so we can see that it allows Aloy to cover some quick distances while climbing. Would have to wait to see if it has more uses, but it looks interesting. The shield wing though, the first time I saw it, I was like, that looks amazing. This gives room for so much experimentation and creating unique combos if the game permits. All these add-ons make me really feel hopeful that maybe Forbidden West gives more room to accommodate the player's creativity. In the last game, there was quite the bestiary, if you will, of machines, with each of them resembling some land creature we have in our world. They all have a purpose, such as combat, recon, or transport, and have some unique quirks to them and how you can fight them. For instance, the Thunderjaw is powerful in close and long range, while the Watchers are just annoying. Forbidden West seems to expand upon this by adding or replacing them with newer creatures. Take the mammoths, the Tremortusk. I absolutely love elephants, so I would love to be able to override one of these and explore the world because, let's face it, I really don't want to fight that. Wonder if we can make him even pick things up with his tusk. That would be really cool. There's a giant snake, this cute wise old tortoise. These look really cool. And last game I wanted to fly the machines, so I'm wondering if on top of the shield wing you can actually ride the flying machines, or maybe a snap maw while underwater to speed things up? I don't know. Maybe I'm getting a little too excited and hopeful, but let's see. Looks like combat has also gotten an upgrade with spear combos, valor surges to perform some special attacks, bombs, and lots of power-ups as well, as from what I can see. We might actually end up with a a lot bigger skill tree and having to prioritize what we upgrade. Now we come to the story, the heart of the game and what really drives the progression, what makes us fight our way through to the end. The atmosphere of Horizon World is interesting. The setup of tribes versus advanced machines controlled by AI is quite the paradox. It is a portrayal of the regression of mankind by their own innovation and was indeed very intriguing to explore in Zero Dawn. So I'm looking forward to seeing how this evolves in the new game. While Zero Dawn had a story and you had to put the pieces together as you progress with the missions, it wasn't particularly new or very interesting, in my opinion. I guess they tried to add a sense of moral, sentimental element to it, but I never felt any of it from Aloy. Why Aloy went from wanting to find out why she was an outcast to unraveling the secrets of her world in the first game, now she's on an adventure to fight a blight. Yet again, these are simple premises and we'll have to wait and see how strong of a narrative it is. Earlier, I was talking about linearity in gameplay, as in getting a little sense of linearity. And another aspect to add to this about Zero Dawn is its lack of choices in the main storyline. Dialogues and choices make no difference. Of course, this was the design choice, and Forbidden West doesn't seem to be any different as per this article. So, if not for the main story, what about the side quests? Side quests, in my opinion, were no fun in Zero Dawn. They all came down to being scan and fetch quests that can get boring really quickly. By the end, I felt that figuring out how to kill every type of machine pretty much exhausts the game, and I don't think I'd go back to grinding through the whole game just to fight the machines because, as fun as it was, it gets boring really fast. For Forbidden West, adding some life to the side quests and making them more diverse on the activities to perform would be a huge improvement. From what I hear, apparently there are indeed more things to do, including some board game. Gwent is something I absolutely enjoy in Witcher 3, even though it's really hard. So if this is anything like it, I cannot wait to see what this is all about. Aloy as a protagonist though was alright in the first game. I couldn't really connect with her or be emotionally involved in her story. She was just a means to explore the world. But I don't mind her. What doesn't make sense is, why is she the only one with any level of competence? Why are everyone else either absolutely inept or a villain? Take Eren for example. I thought he, much like the most other characters in the first game, did not amount to much, but was now accompanying Aloy on her quest and being useful. Yet once again in this trailer, he's caught and Aloy has to go save him. I guess my point is, I don't mind her being the protagonist, but if they want to show her take the mantle of responsibility and be the fighter, I hope they show why. What makes her unique and stand out instead of making the other characters just incompetent and useless to sort of promote her. Silence. He originally presented himself as someone who has similar interests to that of Aloy in Zero Dawn. He just wanted to better understand the world he is in. Noble, right? But by the end, we realized that he might have not had good intentions after all, and fast forward to Forbidden West, and it looks like he is aiding the enemy tribes and might even be the final antagonist. Honestly, his character was pretty flat and forgettable in Zero Dawn. So if he is to play any significant role, I really hope that he is given more depth and idea into his true intentions and motives, rather than just being this evil guy who provokes war. Coming to the NPCs as a whole in Zero Dawn, it looked like realism was favored a little too much over character. The result? NPCs look like clay with no life or charisma. The lines are just incredibly boring, and I just kept wishing that I could skip their lines. The trailer of Forbidden West, however, shows a positive improvement over this, and it looks like interacting with the NPCs might actually be more fun and worth the time. To sum it all up, am I looking forward to the next game? Absolutely. It looks like the developers have taken the players' feedback into account and implemented upgrades that will very likely be improving the gaming experience. And I think it might actually be a truly all-round enjoyable game worthy of the hype. I haven't gotten my hands on the PS5 yet, and I'm really not sure if I'll be able to get one before the game releases. So I would have to play it on the PS4 and probably not be able to fully experience the visual and performance enhancements. But ultimately, they're just bells and whistles, and what really matters is the gameplay and story, in my opinion. If, as the developers shared, there is a lot more to the game than what's been shown, I'm really looking forward to experiencing it, and I'm quite hopeful and feeling positive about how it's going to turn out. If you liked the video, do consider giving it a thumbs up, and once the game releases next month, that's February 18th if I'm not wrong, and I will be sharing my playthrough footages, so if you're interested in that, do consider subscribing as well, and see you guys for the next video. Bye!